Where did it go? Waiting in line, long drives staring out the window, walking around with nothing to do. You don't know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about being bored. When I was younger, I could spend hours lost in my head, dreaming about the future, imagining things, but somewhere along the way, boredom completely disappeared. Now, every spare second is filled with endless scrolling and feeds. So what happened? So how did boredom go from being a normal part of our lives to something that we avoid at all costs? And what does that change tell us about the systems competing for our attention today? So a couple nights ago, I couldn't fall asleep. I'm talking hours of just laying in my bed. And even though I was really bored, I really didn't want to grab my phone, as I know that its blue light kills melatonin. So for about another hour, I was trying to fall asleep, but something was different. My mind started replaying reels, like Instagram reels. First it was 1, then 3, then 10, and soon I was remembering things from weeks ago. Then I thought to myself, is this what scrolling in those tiny pockets of time really does? Now I felt like I wanted change after seeing what scrolling did to my mind and how it polluted it. I felt so cluttered and lost, and I knew I couldn't live like this any longer. So I finally decided that I was gonna quit. Until the very next day, I slipped up in the exact same way. I felt bored, went on social media, and I started scrolling again. And I realized it was practically a muscle memory. I sat down and my mind basically just did it on its own. Tried again and again, failing constantly. Till I finally realized that what I was trying to fight wasn't just social media. It was a whole system about me. I mean, just think about it. Your feed is tailored specifically to your interests. While looking for answers, I stumbled upon the Meta lawsuit in New Mexico. And one of the people who testified was the very person who invented scrolling, Asa Roskins. He's the man who started it all. And he mentioned he knew perfectly how scrolling removes your sense of consuming too much. Like when you're drinking something and someone refills it without you knowing. You would drink a lot without even realizing. He said after completely shocked me. He said that he would leave dinner early, hide in the bathroom, and scroll. And this got so bad that he had to write code just to break the addiction. It makes sense why millions of people struggle to quit. Personally, I find it so hard to completely quit scrolling. I always end up going back. And sometimes the only reason I get off is because my screen time notification ends up going off. But why? And after searching, I came across Tristan Harris, a former engineer, but not just a regular engineer. The engineers whose whole job is to keep us staring at the screen for as long as possible. He compared scrolling to slot machines in Vegas, where all you have to do is just pull a lever. And in psychiatry, that's called the variable schedule reward, where the easiest thing to do in that current moment is to just pull the lever, or in this case, just scroll. I mean, just think about it. Most people are in comfortable positions and their finger is in the perfect place to just keep on scrolling, which explains why it's so hard to stop when you start. The apps are made to make you comfortable, and it doesn't just stop after the phone gets put away. Your brain gets stuck, and that content seems important, but in reality, it's useless. But how can we really beat this? And I might have stumbled on the answer without even realizing. From Mohammed bin Ghati, and he's the one responsible for building over 50 buildings in Dubai. But not just that. He's known for completing things faster than anyone else. But what does that have to do with anything? Because maybe he knows something that we don't. And I think I know exactly what that is. He said something insane. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Which is the exact opposite of what we do when on social media. And we may have to start right there. After this whole video, I now know why it was so hard to stop scrolling and why all that content was so hard to get out of my brain. I mean, we're up against thousands of engineers whose whole job is to make sure we waste as much time as possible. But there was one thing I forgot to mention. About that night, I couldn't sleep. That night, next to my bed, I found a piece of paper. So I decided to start folding it up. And remembered that in 3rd grade, my friends taught me how to make a paper clover. So I sat there folding and folding, and I kept on going, and I had no idea what I was doing. I felt so lost. But somehow, I remembered exactly how to make that paper clover. And if I dug up a memory from 9 years ago, imagine what you could remember if you just stopped scrolling. What could you accomplish by sitting and doing nothing? By sitting and being bored.